What's up, everybody? It's your guy, Ike Jones, and this is the first of many War Report Gaming Channel podcasts, man. We are going to get in here and talk to all of you sports fans. What about the gaming side of it, man? Let's get straight into it without further ado.
You are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
Well, I'm not alone in this journey. If you guys don't know, these are the guys from the Up Tempo podcast. I'm over here from the War Report podcast, but we're doing a new thing. We're in here talking about sports gaming. I feel like it's a good time to do this since College Football 25 is about to get cranked up this summer. Knock on wood, right? Because this is supposed to have been happening a couple of times before. But Dustin, Blake, how y'all feeling tonight, man?
I'm good, man. Every day I'm seeing the posts on social media, new clips coming out from the game. People like me and Blake that grew up playing this game, man. It's been such a long wait. I cannot wait. I'm not going to do anything for that first week. I'm locking the doors, bro. I'm turning off the lights, and I'm taking a couple squads to the Natty. Y'all know I'm taking my Auburn Tigers, but I got to get South Alabama up there. I got to get Troy up there. I'm fired up, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I hope that they bring the legends back with the ultimate team. I want the dynasty mode, the transfer portal, NIL, all of that. Like, I'm extremely excited to go in and bid for guys and just do what recruiting is going on today. So I feel like it's
Speaking
gonna
of
be
that,
pretty cool.
I saw something today where they said the transfer portal is going to be a part of this new experience. I think that's going to be super interesting. A lot of fans not really a fan of the transfer portal, but I wonder what if they'll be fans of being able to transfer guys onto their favorite team in the future and build some sort of crazy dynastic looking squad via the transfer portal. I think it's going to be interesting. Like, I wonder what kind of stipulations are going to be around that. Like, how are they going to put limitations around the transfer portal when it comes to that sort of thing? So, I'm looking forward to seeing all the stuff. But the big thing that we want to get into and talk about is the idea of the cover, right? Like, that's been a thing forever in gaming, is who's going to be on the cover. You had some interesting thoughts about it, Dustin, but let's just talk about, first and foremost, before we get into like parallel universe or what could be the future of that, let's throw out some names of who we think would be worthy, because I think this is a big honor, worthy of being on the cover of College Football 25. I'm gonna start with Blake, because I know Dustin's already got some good ones that I want to hear, but I want to start with Blake because I haven't heard his thoughts on this yet.
I think they should do a montage of Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. You could throw even guys that didn't win the Heisman, like Justin Fields or T.
So not just one person, so just like a whole bunch of guys.
Just a whole bunch of dudes on there that we missed. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and just put a bunch of dudes on there that we missed during the time this game was away. But I think you could go with the Heisman route with Jaden Daniels and things like that. But I would really like a Lamar Jackson on there, or, just give me something that we missed along the way, because those guys, they didn't get to be a part of the video game. So that's why I kind of want it to be a big.
Have we heard anything about whether or not they're going to give like NIL? Have they done anything with like those guys that are in the gap that got missed? Like, I haven't heard anything about that. Like, they're professional athletes now for the most part. Like, so they have rights to their own image and likeness. But like, does that go back to the time when they were in college when it wasn't a thing? Like, I have no idea how that's going to work.
That's why I kind of that's why I kind of think that would they do the montage though, because like you would have to pay those guys, to so that's my only thing with it.
Yeah, what were you going to say there, Dustin?
Well, it's EA making the game, and they have the Madden.
True.
They already have contracts with all these players from Madden. They're going to do the ultimate team, right? So when they do the ultimate team, they're going to use past players. I would assume they're going to use guys that are still good enough to be in the NFL. and then they already have contracts with a lot of guys. Like if I play Madden right now and do Ultimate Team, I can use Michael Vick from the Falcons. I can use Bo Jackson from the Raiders. So they've obviously
True.
already worked something
True.
out with those guys. So can they just go to Michael Vick and say, hey, now I'm using Virginia Tech version of you. Hey, Bo Jackson, now am I using that version of you? So I think that because of it being the same company, that's probably a pretty easy thing.
Yeah.
for
The
them to
only
work
the
around.
only ones that I would question, and this actually, I'm going to use this to dovetail into one of the ideas that you had there, Dustin, is like people who unfortunately have passed away in that time, right? Like I think about a Cardale Jones, right? That was the national championship quarterback for Ohio State,
Yeah.
or I don't know, like I mean, he doesn't fall in that gap, but like a quarterback like Steve McNair, right? Like iconic guys in college football that aren't here anymore, and they don't have a way. Like, is there like a conservatorship that it goes to? But this is why I say it dovetails into what you said, because you had a really great idea that you brought up before we got on here and started recording, and I'll let you say it. But like, iconic coach that might be a good kind of homage to him. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so a lot of times the way the game is now is you can buy the regular version. I think they used to be 60. I think most of the games are going to land at around 70 now. So you're going to buy the $70 version, or you can get that $100 version with the more DLC in a sports game. It's really going to boost up your ultimate team, give you different gear and different equipment for your individual player. They're really going to give you different kind of stuff, if you pay that more money. So let's say that you have a cover athlete, you pick a Jaden Daniels or a JJ McCarthy to be that guy. For that legacy edition, I think it's Mike Leach. I think that you need to do a Mike Leach one, man, because this is the projected sales for this game is all the hype around it. And all three of you guys, we're all
Right.
college football heads, so we love college football. The projected sales at the highest are still only 50% of what they project the next Madden to sell. That's just the truth of how much
Right.
bigger the NFL is than college football. So I say that to say it's a niche thing, right? Anybody that loves college football
Yeah.
loves Mike Leach. I mean, no one has he was the spirit of college football, and I think that it would be a great tribute. And everyone that's playing this game is going to be a college football nerd. I would pay $30 more for the Mike Leach, the
Yeah,
pirate
I think
version,
that would be
bro.
dope. But like, and you had some other ones. I'll let you throw out there before we kind of shift into the other topic. But what were the other names that you kind of threw out there, or that you think might be good choices for this?
Like I said, I mean, JJ McCarthy is a good one. Bo Nix is a 5-year. He started for
Yeah, like
5 years.
half of
He was
his
a college
career
football,
is the
and he
gap
played in the
right
bowl.
there,
Right, he
or half of
two
the gap
big
is his
brands
career,
in
I should
Auburn
say.
and Oregon. Yeah, facts, right? And he started all 5 years college football, and a guy that like I think again embodies the spirit of college football. Like showed up and played in a bowl game when he didn't have to, type thing. So there's one. And one thing that everyone knows if you play EA games is when you load into a game. Like if I played NHL for the first time, it would ask me
Hmm.
what's my favorite team. I picked the Lightning every time now. As long as I'm on my same profile and that same EA account, any NHL game in the future, it's already going to know the
Mm.
Lightning are my favorite team. So like when I load into Madden now, it knows I'm a Bucks fan. It doesn't ask me to be my favorite team. It goes to the Bucks as all my default stuff unless I want to change it otherwise. I think what'll happen, Ike, is that they'll get to the point here pretty soon where what's your favorite college football team? Okay, this is my team, and they'll have a cover art
Interesting.
for that guy.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I think that's a good idea. I'm surprised, and I thought you were going to do it, Blake, that nobody mentioned Nick Saban.
I, I got one for you, Ike.
Okay.
I got one. How cool would it be to have Nick Saban
Mm-hmm.
and Jim Harbaugh
Mm.
walking down the tunnel, all right, going towards the locker room because they're both gone from college football now?
I think that'd be interesting. Definitely would be interesting. So here's the thing. Like, I think the direction that you're going with it, Dustin, is probably the more likely direction because of something else that you talked about before we got on, and I'll let you kind of lead into that. And that's just the nature of people's buying habits, and really the selling habits of these companies have changed from the physical medium, right? I do think that there are people who are collectors who are going to want that, right? And they're going to need to figure out how to address that. But by and large, they're probably going to move into a more digital direction. So I'll let you kind of kick down that road, the can down that road about the digital direction of how this thing might be going.
Yeah, and to your point about collectors, the last hard copy game I bought was the Madden version with Tom Brady
Mm,
and Patrick Mahomes. Just because I was like, how much longer is Tom Brady going to be playing? Mahomes is obviously the guy taking that torch. This is a cool one to buy. But ultimately, man, I can't think of the hard copy that I bought after that. It's just you're buying the digital copies now, and like I said, every couple of weeks I turn it on my Xbox. Madden has a different cover art. It changes with the Ultimate Team seasons. Right
mm.
now it's Ray Lewis. So I just think that what they're going to eventually do is have a deal set with 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 guys to where they do different commercials, they do different ads, and pump all that out, and you have those different covers, but really it's just clip art and that kind of deal. So I think it's more what it's going to be in the future. Instead of cover athlete, is more of like
Hmm.
influencer athlete that is just going to promote your product, because that's the way everything's
Do you
going
think
in the
they might
digital
do some
age.
sort of DLCs with that though, where like you could customize your own Madden cover, so every time it comes up, it's the one that you want to be there, like type of thing?
Yeah, I mean for sure. And like I definitely think that within 5 years, all the big brands are gonna have, like LSU will have, like all the SEC teams. You're gonna have an
Mm,
Ohio State cover, that whole deal. Like it's gonna get there. Because like I said, when you can, if it already can load into your. I've been playing Madden for 6, 7 years to where I haven't had to pick the
right.
Buccaneers. It just reads it up. So yeah, I definitely think at some point, and then you have options there. Just looking at it from the Alabama perspective, look at all the guys they've had since the gap's been there, and they can have a Nick Saban one. Look at Auburn and all the people that so you can just go down the list of any of these powerhouse programs, Ohio State, it just goes on and on of guys they've had over this last 10-year gap since the game has been, hasn't been out. There's just a
Yeah.
lot of options. They can
Well,
do a
I'm
whole
looking
lot with it.
forward to seeing what they come up with, because this has been probably too not probably, it's definitely been too long a gap between when people have wanted to see this return, and then just an additional gap from when they said they were going to bring it back to when it's going to actually happen. That's why I said let's knock on wood, because we're getting all hype here, and then we get around to the summer and you're like, all right, so because they haven't even announced a date yet, right? So it's like that's the bigger thing. It's like, are they going to
Yeah.
get a month out from the summer, and then they're like, oh, we got to push it back and it's going to be the fall, and then they got like, I don't want, we went through this last year, I don't want to go through this again this year where they're pushing it back. But more momentum has happened this time than it did last time, which is giving people a little more hope about it.
Did you see the little clip art where they're like action, and it had the date on there? It was like 6/7 of
Oh, I
two
did
thousand
not
and
see
twenty
that.
four.
No.
Yeah, people were like breaking that down today on Twitter, and they were like shooting a clip, and they were like action,
Hmm.
and the
Mm.
date was like 6/7/2024.
Okay.
So
All right. Maybe they're doing little Easter eggs in there. I'm not mad at that. Yeah. All right. I see you, EA. I see you, EA. All right, man. Well, listen, I am looking forward to seeing what happens with this. What I want for you guys who are watching this video right now is give us your thoughts on what's the cover situation going to look like for this new game. Are they going to be doing traditional Madden types covers, or traditional, it's not, NCAA football anymore. Screw the NCAA. It's not going to be that anymore. College football 25. So what are you guys thinking about with that? And we want to hear some other topics that you want to hear us talk about. This is all about sports gaming, man. We're going to get in here and we're going to talk about games, not just college football. We're going to talk about, Madden. We'll be in here talking some NBA, all of that stuff. But if it's sports gaming, we'll talk about even you guys play a little FIFA too, right? Like, okay, so maybe we'll talk a little
Oh
FIFA,
yeah.
a little baseball, whatever. It doesn't matter. If it's sports gaming, you're going to get it right here on the TWR Gaming channel. Before you guys get out of here, please do us a favor and like this video and subscribe to this new content that we got dropping for y'all. We're going to continue giving y'all all of this great content. But that's it, man. We're out of here, and we'll be back at y'all the next time. Peace.